right, I'm gonna go over a barn with a peaked roof in 2-point perspective, which is your quiz, I believe, on Wednesday. So you're gonna start off like normal with a horizon line. And for this quiz, you don't need to label the horizon line and the vanishing points. It'll say that on the directions. But remember, you're gonna have your 2 vanishing points wherever you'd like them. And then when it comes to the next step, you're gonna start off with a 2-point perspective clear box. So I'm gonna do that here, and I'm going to, let's put this guy below the horizon line. We'll do that. So remember, you start off with that corner that's closest to you. The 2-point perspective clear box should be review. Okay, remember at this point, we cut off the box wherever we want. So I'm gonna cut them off here. Remember the top and the bottom go back to either vanishing point. So since one side's already done for us, I'm gonna take him back to the other one. Okay. And then this side I need to chop off. Don't get confused by your guidelines you've been drawing. Know precisely where it is that you are cutting him off, what plane you're working with. All right, and then remember you're gonna have an intersection with these lines and this line right here. And it should be one fairly close to being right on top of the other. So I'm gonna go ahead and connect those. And I know it's a little off right there. I'm gonna shift it. It's not gonna be precisely perfect. So that's where you're going to make sure it's accurate but not precise. I'm gonna redraw this in here. And for sake of being able to see this plane right here, I'm just gonna shift him over. I'm gonna use this guy, this intersection right here as my dominant one. And I'm doing that so that you can see all 4 planes. 6 if you want to count the top and the bottom. So this is our clear 2-point perspective box. So remember, we're going to be putting a peaked roof on this house right here to make it, I think the book calls it a barn, but it's going to be box with a peaked roof. So what we're going to do now is we're going to choose which side we want the front of the barn to be, front of the house. So I'm going to choose this side right here. This is going to be my front. So when you choose that front facing side, you're going to cross the diagonal corners so you can find the middle. Okay, so this right here is the middle. And so using that middle, you're gonna make a vertical line going straight up, however high you want that top part of the roof to be. Okay, so that's gonna be the middle top part. And because it is going to be, it's a peaked roof, it's just going to be slanted. The roof will be slanted, nothing fancy. So I'm gonna take what that middle point is and I'm gonna use a straight line to connect it to the edges of that box there. You see that? So we've got the start to our roof. So now what we need to do is we need to do the same thing on the opposite side. So if this is the front, then now let's look to the back of the house and we are going to cross diagonals to find the middle. I know there's a lot of lines going on here now, so don't get confused. There we go. And that is also going to come straight up. Now, this is common sense, but you might not think it is until you think about it. We can't just arbitrarily chop off this back part of the middle of the roof. This top point needs to go to the vanishing point. Just like that. And so this now right here is going to be the top of the back part of our roof. And just like the other front part of the roof, we're going to connect it here and here. Now, at this stage, you should be able to visualize what is actually the silhouette that we would see in reality. So we would see all of these things going on here. We wouldn't see this back one, that's the back of the house. The house itself will be opaque, but we had to start off by drawing a clear 2-point perspective box for this. And so I'm gonna bolden the edges of the house that we would see. Do this here. Won't take too much time, just enough so that you can see that. All right, so that is our accurate 2-point perspective house with a peaked roof. Now, something else that the directions are going to ask you to do is to add a door and a window as well. So that's super simple. I'm going to place the door on this side, and I'm going to do the window on this side, because the instructions will have you place the door on a side and then a window, I think, on the opposite side. Although I need to check that, maybe it won't. But even so, if it doesn't, that's fine. I'm going to just show you what it would look like on either side. So for a door, I'm gonna have a vertical line. It's gonna come up, we'll make this line bold here. Okay, and we're gonna make another vertical line. Remember, all vertical lines are gonna be parallel to each other. And you can't arbitrarily chop this off. What do you have to do? Go back to the vanishing point. Just like that. So this is our door. The window's gonna be no different, except the window's not going to be down at the very bottom. Make sure your door is down at the very bottom of the house, and the window needs to float somewhere inside the wall. So if it helps you, feel free to lighten or erase what you had going on in here, just so that you can see better where you're gonna put that window. You don't have to, but if things start getting confusing, I would recommend that. So again, with the window, we're gonna start with a vertical line. We're gonna take that vertical line, go back to the vanishing point, however far back you want. Just like that. We're gonna chop off the window. Okay, just like that. And that is gonna be our window. Let's say you wanted to put that little fun crosshatch stuff, like a window lattice. Then I could find the middle of this square, so that's the middle. And I'm gonna find that middle lattice bar right there. Okay, so that could be a window, how you've seen just a double pane window. But you could also make it a 4-pane window by crossing that middle intersection with the vanishing point going back there, and this would be our window. And again, I have everything bolded so that you can see what the reality is. This is gonna be your quiz again on Wednesday. I'm going to have you draw me a 2-point perspective house with a peaked roof, an accurate 2-point perspective, with a door and a window.